So proximity has changed quite a bit in professional sports. Guys used to meet you in the locker room. They used to have production meetings. Now they're behind a podium. Now they're available on Wednesdays. They're not available after shoot. You know, that all of the parameters have changed. COVID did a lot of that, but even before that, the advent of social media and the computer, the internet.
He's got so many accolades. I'll call him one of the greatest broadcasters, interviewers, journalists of our lifetime. Jim Gray, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for that nice introduction. Good to be with you.
Well, you
Thank you so much.
How many Super Bowls is this for you?
I'd like to say I lost count, but it's at 46.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. What?
It's a few of them, huh?
And like, how many different capacities were you at the Super Bowl for? Because
well, I've just been a reporter, or I've been, on air for the radio, the live radio, or the live television broadcast with CBS and NBC a number of times, and then the live radio for whatever it was, 20-something plus years. With that, and then back before then, when I was with ESPN, we used to come cover it, one of the original reporters for Game Day.
Yep.
Doing all of that back, when it was in its infancy. So it's been a great run, and it's been a good time, and, here we are, getting ready for Super Bowl 60. The time flies, time passes. Wow.
No doubt.
Sure does.
Unlike a lot of shows, Jim, this is really my friend. I like this guy, right? And he's truly fascinated with Mike Tyson doing the podcast and opening up. And I just remember all the interactions that have gone viral with you and Mike Tyson when he was, Mike Tyson, and he wasn't that guy yet. Can you just talk to us about what it was like covering and being in the ring before and after? Eat his children. And your relationship with Mike today, if you have one.
I love Mike, and Mike's a dear friend, and I believe in my career, Mike's been the most honest athlete that I've dealt with.
Wow.
Because he always takes accountability and responsibility. He's not hiding behind the promoter, the trainer, somebody else's fault when he does something, and he's had some despicable acts, and he's made a lot of mistakes. He's taken responsibility for it, and he's tried to be better tomorrow than he was yesterday.
I mean, if you go down the list of all the people you've talked to and interviewed, I mean, it's an incredible list. Where did you get your moxie? That's kind of what I want to know, because you look like a very nice gentleman, but you got an edge to you when you need it. And how did you look at these great athletes kind of eye to eye without fawning over them?
Well, my dad was my hero. Okay, my dad was my hero.
That's beautiful.
And he was a great man. And he was the most honest guy I ever met. And he always would tell me about principle. Okay, to keep your integrity, keep your principle. If you're honest with people, they may not always like it, but, you'll go a long way, and always keep your word. So I tried to do that, and the relationship was much more important to me than the headline. And now we live in a moment-to-moment thing where it's not even a 24-hour news cycle. It's like a 24-second shot clock.
Right.
Okay? And, things come and go so quickly. So you can say anything right now, and you can get on Twitter, or you can get on Instagram, or you can make a big spill, but it's going to dissipate.
Yeah.
The relationship won't. So if you're honest and try and deal with it from that perspective, so that's, and I was lucky. I was raised by Muhammad Ali and Julius Erving and Chuck Daly.
Yeah.
I mean, those were the people who took me under their wing and let me go on that ride with them. And then it continued later in life with Tom Brady, having done Let's Go, our radio show on Sirius XM, and before that on Westwood One in the pregame and halftime. And Don Shula was on that show for a long time, and Mike Ditka. So I was around people who lifted me always, okay, because they were great. And so I learned a lot from them. And then you just get lucky in circumstance, and you work hard. And so I don't know about Moxie. Look, it's never about us. It's always about the performer.
Right.
Okay? And you're always trying to get to the root of what it is to explain to the audience why this happened, how it happened, or what happened. Okay? And that's all it is.
Yeah.
And so I've been fortunate. I mean, look, I was just a kid from Hudson Street in Denver, going to the games with my dad. I was a ball boy for the Denver Rockets and the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
And Marvin Webster was nice to me, and Paul Silas and so forth. And so I got exposed at an early age, and I saw what it was, and I got lucky. And then I was a videotape editor, and Muhammad Ali came to town to promote the fight with Leon Spinks, and then he was going to fight Lyle Alzado, who was a Denver Bronco in an exhibition at Mile High Stadium. Well, they couldn't find anybody at the station. I was there at 7 a.m., and all of the videotape editors were brand new people because the film guys took the buyout from the union. They didn't want to learn a new craft. So I went and interviewed Ali, and it was just lucky. So I went out there and interviewed him and came back. I was dressed like this, wasn't expecting to do it, never done an interview, and Ali gave me 45 minutes and treated me great. And I came back to edit myself out because they weren't going to put me on the air. And the head of the bureau walked in, and he looked at it, and he kept staring at it, and he watched it twice. Didn't even know my name. He got up, and he said, you know what? You and this videotape are going on the air. It's barely adequate.
That is wow.
So I tell everybody, I was fortunate enough to get into the Boxing Hall of Fame and the Basketball Hall of Fame. And I said somehow barely adequate has ended up here.
That is beautiful.
Pretty darn good.
Yeah. Jim, I got to do this because you said Mike Tyson, one of the traits that attracted you to him is honesty. And I'm going to be honest with you, my first time getting to talk to you. I got a couple kids in college, a beautiful family, a wife, but I'm addicted to social media. I got friends that are too, but they're in denial. So I know I am. And I'm just wondering, Jim, through your eyes, how has it changed how athletes act? How the next young man or woman wants to be the next Jim Gray? Does it give this new generation an advantage to get to that plateau faster? Just talk to us about how the great Jim Gray looks at this thing called social media, because it is a beast.
Can I ask you a question? Don't mean to switch. What are you addicted to? What's the addiction? What's the obsession
next,
with it?
and what are they saying?
About
coming
who?
at me, everything.
About yourself?
No. About the Steph Curry, the LeBron James. Like it's my new television, Jim. The news.
Now I'm going to be respectful when I say this.
No, you go ahead. You can.
No, I'm going to be respectful. Joey from Piscataway has an opinion. So you want to know what he thinks next about what Steph's going to do?
I'm Joey. Not so much Joey. It's these organizations and
I hate to pick on Joey. I just pulled it.
But news has come like you got Tom Thumb able to break a story now, and you're like, oh, you don't know what you're. But then we're learning, Jim. Sometimes like this phone or Twitter or Instagram. These athletes are communicating via. They'll just put up a photo, and now what does that? What's Steph Curry telling us without telling us?
Okay, so proximity has changed quite a bit in professional sports. Guys used to meet you in the locker room. They used to have production meetings. Now they're behind a podium. Now they're available on Wednesdays. They're not available after shoot. All of the parameters have changed. COVID did a lot of that, but even before that, the advent of social media and the computer, the internet. So when that occurs, we don't know much about any of these guys because we don't have a relationship with these guys anymore. So we know that relationship, which leads you to become an addict because you're able to hear what Steph Curry wants you to hear, see what Steph Curry wants you to see. LeBron, pick your athlete, Tiger. They feed you what they want you to see. So you don't dig anymore because you don't have the ability to dig anymore because you get them for 4 minutes after a game.
Wow.
And when you get them for 4 minutes after a game, either he made the shot or he missed the shot, or the circumstances, whatever it is, that dominates the first 3 minutes. Then you get 1 more minute, and you can never get to the feature, so you don't get to know him. Okay? So they may recognize you if you're a constant after the 210th game that you've covered. Or if you're just persistent enough, you will somehow. But you can't get on the bus anymore. There is no team plane anymore. You don't see them getting into the hotel. They don't go in the lobby. They go straight underneath and up an elevator. And so when all of that has changed, that now leads you to this, because this is the only thing that you have that is a connection.
Wow.
Before we had the personal connection.
Wow.
Now we have the impersonal connection.
Yeah.
And because we have that, somebody like myself probably wouldn't have succeeded in this era. I wouldn't have gotten to know Ali, so Ali wouldn't have invited me to go interview him before and after all of his fights.
Right.
I wouldn't have gotten able to be in front of John Elway and Tom Brady and
that
Kobe.
would have been to the world.
You know, yeah, I was around Joe Bryant, so I got to know Kobe when he was 3 months old.
Right.
So, because he was playing in the hallway with Lionel Collins' kid or whatever he was playing with, you know, with Michael Bibby's kid.
Mike Bibby.
Yeah. Henry Bibby's child,
Yeah.
Michael. So, things have changed, and with that, now all of us have to change. But I would just say to your kids and to other kids out there that if you have an honest, reciprocal relationship with people, that will take you a heck of a lot further than just trying to get through the moment to get attention.
I love it. To get attention.
Right.
Because it's a drug now, Jim. Attention.
Well, they probably don't get it at home as much as they need. They don't get it in the schools as much as they need. They're just passed through in certain instances, and so they suffer from that. So this is how they can get that. And you know what? It brings it to them. So it fills a need. And this is a weapon.
No, it is.
It's a good weapon because it protects you.
Yeah.
And it's a bad weapon because if you use it wrong, it can kill you.
Wow.
Kill your reputation.
Yeah.
He's
You know,
right.
you can put things out here that you can't erase.
Man.
So they make decisions on video that's going to live out there forever, and you can't retrieve it. It's not like you can call Google and say, take that down, or call Alibaba or wherever it is that it's there. It's gone. It's so, you know, leads to decisions. So, again, it's Stedman Graham's a good friend of mine.
Okay.
A brilliant man. He's written 15 books. Most people, you know him through the Oprah Winfrey Show and Oprah.
Right.
And Stedman says, you know, identity. You have to know who you are. And the only way to know who you are is to become at one internally. And then when you know your identity, then you can make better decisions. But nobody teaches identity.
That's deep.
Interesting.
That is profound, man.